Look hapo chini. Even that one. And ibaki hapo. Ta ta ta. Alrighty. Karibuni, welcome. Yaani mpaka mkanieka ndani ya nini? Davido. Hiyo nini umenieka ndani ya? Umeona venye ameniweka? I actually like it. Looks different. Looks very... Mbona umenitoa huko? Nirudishe huko. Felix Shikoli, karibu sana. Nalo again. Obi nisalimie leo niingie jikoni nikicheka Waiguru waishangae. Vin Filo, ndio hiyo. Vin Filo, cheka Waiguru washangae. Edwin Letting, how you doing? You're saying locked in. Obinna with a big God and a great heart. Thank you very much. Ivy Chep Korir. Chep Korir. Well represented. Duncan Odhiambo Otieno, karibu sana. Welcome. Karibuni sana, man. Welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. Kisii University locked in. Brighton Otieno, I can see you. Karibu sana. We have Irene Dunge in the building. Welcome. Cheriot B, karibu sana. Hannah Roda, karibu sana from Juja. Susie Davis, karibu sana. Umesema say I to our own Davido. Aya, Davido umesalimiwa na Susie Davis. Susie, can I now breathe? Please get on my back, man. Oh, alisha ku DM. Oh, aku DM. Oh, wow. Yeah, Davido amesema DM. Oh, he's free tomorrow. Clearly. Yeah, karibuni sana. Sandra Kemi, what's up? Are you doing? Lois Njoki na kucheki. Ati Obinna forward na shine sana. Baby, I'm a star. Duh. Lakini kana shine sana eh? Ni angle ya light. Acha nikae hivi wasione forward. Oh, wataona sina ndevu. Afadhali waone forward. Before they realize I'm devilless. Ushapea mtu ball. Yeah. Okay. We have Milka Njenga. Habari zenu tena? Mzuri. Habari yako tena? Hapo sawa. Habari zenyu hapo nyuma iko sawa. Lucy Wangoi from Gatundu South, how you doing? Davido doesn't answer DMs. Lois Njokia na complain. Davido, what's up bro? Uwezi tujibu DM? Oh, you're busy? Oh, you're working? Oh yeah, he's busy, he's working. Aki wanaume. Me, by the way, let me just put it out there. Kama ulikuwa ni Mark. This year sahau. This year I'm looking for money. Mambo ya mapenzi sitaki. Mimi natafuta pesa. Kama ulikuwa ni Mark sahau. Sema mapema. Jitoe kwa hiyo ngori. Our Mondays are back. Aheri Jaka Black. Hey, Lorraine Lampa, I love you too. Thank you very much. Of course, Mondays are back with the bang. Obinna smile nifurahie. Usijali. Hii kipindi before ishe. Ndakuwa nimemalisa wewe. Kwa nimekanyaga shingo. Happy New Year, Ruth Juma. Happy New Year. We have a decent number. I think we can now begin the show. Aya, nipe introduction. Alafu rudishe kipindi yangu penye nakuanga. Nitoko na ni ya TV. All right, welcome to Obinna Show live. Thank you very much for streaming this live. We don't take it for granted, and thank you for buying your own bundles and getting to stream this live. We're coming to you live from Samaki on Othaya Road, and we promise you nothing but good vibes. Edutainment at its best. Just like last year, but this time to raise to power 10. Okay, now what you're doing is very simple. We educate you and we entertain you in the process. We aim to inspire, we aim to motivate, and occasionally we bring you some intriguing conversation that will make you go like, wait a minute, I need to rethink what I'm doing, or I need to rethink where my life is going. Alrighty, now today we're going to be having a lot of interesting conversation, but the one that I'm about to have now, this one is a game changer. This one you're going to learn a lot of lessons that if you have a young one, I need you to let them watch this particular episode. If you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or anybody in campus, in college, or you are a young parent, you are in a new relationship, there's a lot that I want you to hear. All right? So let me give you a preview, trailer of what's coming. She has always been the girl that never fit in. And she never thought that her life counted for much. Okay? Early teenage years, she spent drunk, ulevi, smoking weed, ganja farmer, fighting with my parents, and roaming the streets as a street kid. Chokora. My late teenage years were spent in marriage that changed me in ways that I'm still healing from. Basically, she ran away from home at 13 to be a street kid. In the second year, in the 2 years of roaming the streets, she got sexually assaulted and she wished death upon herself. When suicide failed, she turned to drugs. She gets married at 17 after knowing the person for only 7 days. She had a son at 19. She writes, a baby had a baby. Mtoto amezaa mtoto. Her teenage years were not the best years of her life, but they shaped who she's becoming and who she has become. This book that she has written is a narration of how far gone she was and how it took God to get her back. In case you don't know who this person is, let me give you guys a preview. She's a celebrity. She is a radio guru. She is a pioneer in the radio industry as well. I've known her for many years. I used to be a very strong fan of her show on Ghetto Radio back in the day. Na nimemwambia usijisikie sana, ni venye radio yangu haikuwa na expander. So ni Ghetto Radio ilikuwa ni Baba, music made for Africa, by Africa. The one and only Annitah Raey.
Hey, hi.
Ni aje? Annitah.
Umezimba, hawajai kwa sauti yako.
Annitah. Si wache ni kumarinate. Wewe ni nini?
Staki.
Sasa wewe unataka kureject mpaka mapenzi?
Kabisa.
Vitu na reject ni zingine. Mapenzi ya reject.
Umesema si mwaka. Hii mwaka ni ya pesa.
Hii mwaka ni ya pesa.
Na Yesu.
Si mapenzi ya pesa.
Sawa.
Okay.
Sawa.
Okay. Nasema pesa na Yesu.
Peke yake.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Niko sawa.
Thank you for the introduction.
Yes.
But I'm not a celebrity. A celebrity is someone akisema haendi kazi anaongezewa mshahara akuja kazi.
Not really. Hiyo si celebrity. Wengine wetu tulisema hivyo tukawachua huko. The only reason why wanaweza kuongeza do kusema wende kazi if they see the value. Exactly. And you are irreplaceable.
Exactly.
There are people who are like that and they're not even celebrities. People even do tech and other things. Anakamia anasema ai.
Hao ndio wanafaa kuwa maceleb. I keep saying if fame doesn't pay your bills, you're not a celebrity.
So you fame does not pay your bills?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Wow.
Yes. It used to, but it doesn't.
Or it doesn't anymore. It's because you stopped doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Ama you changed everything.
Yeah, most probably.
Okay. Okay. Karibu Obinna Show live.
Thank you so much.
Finally.
Yes.
Let's start the year on a motivational vibe.
Yes.
Let's talk life. Let's talk situation. It's tough.
It's hard.
It's hard,
It's hard. It's hard.
There's a time I saw online you were doing an operation.
I had a mild stroke, then I got Bell's palsy back to back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was last year, July 20th, between July 2nd to July 20th. I had a mild stroke, then when I was recovering, I got Bell's palsy. So it was just a space of 20 days of thinking I'll die. Yeah. So the recovery was the hard part. It took me like 2-3 months to get back on my... Nikiweka hiyo picha nilikuwa nishapona. Kenyans are uncool. I was like, before I come outside to face the world, let me first heal and I just die. And considering when nilikuwa na lima watu, it was not... I came back when I was healed. I was like, sina nguvu ya kuambua vitu ngumu kama nimekonjeka bado.
Yeah.
So I came back. Actually, the only reason I posted the picture, someone saw me in hospital and I was bald. Because nilikuwa Bell's palsy, one of your side, her east side ilikuwa paralyzed. So nywele haigrow. So nikaeka kipara, that's why I got the kipara look. And so I'm in hospital and this person akaona ni mimi. Nikaona akinirecord, I was like, kabla nianikwe. Wacha nitianike.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically you got stroke, then side moja ikakufa.
Ilikuwa imeanza kukufa, so we caught it. Ni pressure ilikuwa imepanda unknowingly. So when we caught it, so unajua now you're told to do physiotherapy, get back. Then immediately when I'm getting better, I'm like, nikaamka one side of my face, mdomo ukiongea inaenda huku. Most people don't know it's a disease. They think umerogwa. So I went back to hospital. And also this is Bell's palsy. It comes when you have had a condition like yours, but it can heal. But they were like, give it time. They said 6 months. I was like, I couldn't eat with one side. It was a lot. Sikuwa na balance. You know, people underestimate the power of one side of your face, only actually your head. So singetembea hivi, nilikuwa nakamlevi 24/7. So it was a lot. It took a long time to get better. Uso rudi sawa, macho ifungike. Manze nilikuwa nalala macho moja inafungika, moja ifungiki. For real.
Sasa nikawa nasoma wapi?
Usinichekeshe, chekagi vizuri. So
ni kama Annitah, mbona unanicheki? Annitah, siongee.
Sasa moja tulikuwa kwa gari kazini yangu ananiambia acha kuangalia watu wakareleze cake imedoze. So it was really not. It took a long time to get back to be okay, but it's very hard because when you dame, because mimi napenda uso yangu. So every time people are like, Annitah, you can't wink. I couldn't wink. Not that I winked at people, but I couldn't. Vitu basic, wezi funga macho, wezi fanya eyebrow hivi, vitu very basic. Wezi blow balloon, wezi vutana straw, vitu very basic by the way.
Oh yeah.
So it was very painful, but I am better. It's been a year plus now.
Yeah. Me, I saw the post, I was like,
kwani alikuwa anaenda?
Yeah, nikaona.
Niliweka hiyo picha kitu ya kwanza mtu aliandika akasema wash up calligraph Jones. I was like,
yo, Kenyans, you guys are cold.
I know.
Annitah must be respected.
Usaidi.
Umeingia rap game? Woye. Wanangoja tu mixtape.
That was the one tweet in my entire career that had the most impressions. 3.6 million. Half the people were like, oh yeah, get well soon. Half the men was like, ni kututukana. Because of the short men. Oh, insulted short men.
But wewe shida yako inakuwa nini na watu wafupi?
Ushesikia mtu mrefu akicomplain? Sinikula kichwa. It's a thing. I have seen men come out. I don't like slim women. I don't like. Why can't we say what we don't like?
So you don't like short men?
I don't.
Okay.
My son is 6 foot tall. I really don't. Kama mtu ni mfupi azinikani. Sina ubaya. Huyu ni mrefu.
Wewe uko sawa baba, count sit down.
Niko sawa.
My son is 6. He wears a shoe size number 43. He's 6 foot tall.
That's not a son anymore.
That's a man. That's a Lukaku.
I'm sure he's watching Black Mom on the show. So point is, it's just a thing. Like, it's sijui mtu mfupi kwetu.
Wako.
Korir ka chini. Ni nini unasimama alafu unatoweka kwa kesi hapa na unaona mambo ya watu wafupi msemo.
Si mimi.
Is this the right time for Korir to stand up?
Si mimi. Si mimi.
So
it's not that I hate them. It's not that I hate them. It's just not my preference.
You just don't prefer.
Sijui mbona watu wanakasirikaga na hiyo kitu. Now I am telling you this show, people are angry. Ungeona Twitter.
Hello COG.
Basi sijaongea mimi ni.
Center of gravity may drop. Kwa Caleb amena missing. Yeah.
Wanapumua tu hasira.
Sasa ungewapata kwa hiyo tweet, unapanishiwa, mdomo iko side. Sasa yangu lirudi sawa, wewe bado ni mfupi. You know, it really doesn't change a thing.
Annitah, come on.
I'm just saying,
I thought you'll be kind by now.
I have changed. I'm saved. God is good all the time. It's just the truth.
But short men are still short men.
That's true.
That's
And you are okay.
And that doesn't change.
Yes.
Mimi unajua kwa sisi mami cancel mali, they don't have to like me.
Umesema watu ni visita.
Mimi siongezi any. Sasa inajua kwa tu hivi. And the country is already too angry, so let's not.
Yeah. Wow. So apart from short men, what else don't you like about men?
I don't know. No, I don't have a problem with men. I mean,
Ni height too.
Ndevu.
Unajua vitu kaa hizo huwezi ingilia. Sasa wewe unaniweka kwa shida. Umesikia mtu amesema
Wewe ni nini wewe na ndevu wewe?
Please usiulize
Mimi
maswali.
bana mtu na ndevu hapa sasa.
Mimi ni mgeni.
Ndevu iko mbaya.
Mimi sina shida.
Just because zako zimeanza kumea juzi. Follow ndevu.
Na
hii ni kitaka zi ndevu.
Kitambi.
Ndevu ni zile zinakaa.
Ndevu ni mtu akona ana pesa. Mtu akona pesa ni beards. Na kitambi. You have problem with the babies.
Hiyo ni bidii ya mwanaume. It's not mine. It will not bother me. It's not my preference. Haiwezi nisumbua. Ni yako hainisumbui.
Kila mtu na raha zake.
Wewe kana tumbo yako huko.
Annitah, karibu.
Asante sana. Thank you
nice
so
to
much.
meet you.
It is a pleasure.
Tuko na magic hapa.
Unaweza niletea.
Nikuletee. Udaga niko na cola.
Ni surprise.
0 niku surprise.
Na I'm watching my weight.
Wait.
Naiangalia kwa kioo.
Nimpatie 0.
Cola 0, yes.
Cola vanilla. Kwanza vanilla na slap. Cola 0.
Mnafundisha kusoma? Nina understand.
Inaitwa Cola 0.
At least ni mrefu.
Ameipata.
No.
At least ni mrefu. Come to introduce kwa Annitah.
This is so unfair.
Ni last born wetu.
Hi Caleb.
Si umsalimie kwa mkono.
Hi, sabri yako.
Wewe ndio mtu mfupi kwanza anasalamiwa.
Wow.
Hapendi watu wafupi.
Si ati si wape. Nani amesema
I prefer.
Bas.
I'm not that short. Unaona hata anakalia hapa anajishikilia. Hata amehamisha
kwa ile sina tabu mguu inafika chini.
Inafika.
Uko sure?
Nafika kwa ile chuma ya nini? Sina tabu pale. It's fine, Caleb. It's fine.
Don't let a woman define you.
Yes.
Yeah. You're wonderfully and fearfully made.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Annitah, karibu.
Thank you. Thank
Please
you so
enjoy.
much. Asante.
We love you.
Asante.
We appreciate you.
Amen.
This year may it be full of joy.
Napokea. Amen.
Salamiana huko.
Nitawasalimia.
Yes,
asante.
amen.
Thank you so
Be
much.
blessed.
Asante.
Oh, wow. Okay. Before we get into the whole shebang of Annitah, how you started and everything, I don't malize story out of fupi once and for all to end. Where did it begin?
With short men.
the dispreferable of short
If I
men.
tell you, you'll become sad. You'll be very sad.
Let's do it.
I got sexually assaulted by a very short man.
Oh,
So
wow.
I kept feeling like he was trying to compensate for his height. I really justified it over the years. But then it's something that my therapist told me later. Because she was like, unachukia watu wafupi. There has to be, because my ex-husband is 6'4". My baby daddy is, I think, 6'6". So like takagi mtu naangalia. I don't want to look down on people. So I got assaulted by a short man and I carried it heavily, unknowingly actually. So I started judging them, projecting. So over the years, I think last year, but one, when my therapist was like, yeah, Annitah, we have to find out why you hate short men. Then I went back to years ago. Actually, writing that book really took me back there. And that's the reason I don't like short men. So I was telling people, they were like, God is going to give you a short husband as a punishment. I was like, he's not that mean. So when I understood my reason, now I no longer feel bad about it. So you know that I hate them. It's just not my preference. It's not someone I would want to be in a relationship with. I don't hate them. They can exist. I mean, they take nothing away from me. But I can't be in a relationship with a short man.
Okay.
It's a trigger.
Now that you've cleared the air, it's fine.
Asianze hapo kuninyonga bure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a mouthful of things. Yeah, Caleb, you can allow Jerry to come and sit in here and watch the show. It's fine. Yeah, so welcome to Obinna Show Live. Let us begin. Let us find out what happened where. You are a very stubborn child.
Shida tupu.
Bangi umevuta.
Hata kuuza Obinna.
Ulikuwa paid?
Naweza shikwa.
Una nani?
Sawa.
Kuna evidence? Iko wapi?
True. Kala ni story tu napea story za jaba.
Ni story tu za jaba, guys.
Honestly.
Oh, wow.
I sold weed for a while. I got expelled from my first high school for selling weed and alcohol. Nilikuwa mtukutu, to be very honest, nilikuwa mtukutu. That's the reason I wrote a whole book so that people can understand it's not bad parents, sometimes it's a bad child.
Yeah.
It's a terrible child. Like I owe my mom years of apologies. I was a bad child.
What happened where? Ulianzia wapi? Where do you remember ukasema hapa ndio place mimi nilipotea?
When I was really young, I went to an academy, thanks to my dad. So nilikuwa napatiwa barua nikisema najua, akuje shule anipige na ficha. So over time my mom one day asked herself, mtoto kila siku nampiga juu ya makosa. There is a neighbor of mine aniongeleshaga hadi wa leo, some 30 years ago I guess. Alikuwa ametuma mtoi asubuhi ile ki5 bob kikubwa na shilingi 3 akanunua maziwa. Hapo kwa gate yetu. Napata na sahani yake nikamwambia unaenda kununua maziwa, nikamwambia fanya hivi, nikaiba hiyo dola nikatoka ndukira nikaenda. Nilisikia akipiga nduru kama nimeenda. So I remember my mom asking, if you can steal money in the morning. So the mother was angry hakunywa chai. So my mom asked herself, mbona sitagu shule? It's very suspicious, you know. My mom comes to school, my teacher was called Teacher Virginia. Teacher Virginia is like, welcome back. My mother is like, from where? Tulisikia unafanya kazi Uganda, baba yake anaendanga na trailer, nyanya yake ni kipofu. Hey!
How old were you then?
I think 6 or 7.
Ulikuwa na hizi uongo ukiwa 6?
Mamangu alinipiga like she was just going to kill me.
Yaani umepiga mamako transfer kwa Uganda, babako ukampea trailer. Mamako umemnyang'anya macho ni kipofu, nyanya.
Nyanya yangu hata yuko uhai saa hiyo, to be honest. So I remember my mom bet me akisema toa hizo barua. So I remember mom, so she was worrying, am I a bad parent? I'm not mtukutu tu, you know. And I remember when my dad had the story, he was like, anajua kusoma barua na kizungu. He was really impressed.
Dad.
And me, I'm a daddy's girl. I never judge any man for being a mommy's boy. I am proper daddy's girl.
Okay.
And so after that, it didn't get better at all. My primary school I was a bright student, so I got away with a lot. I mean, I'm number 1 to 3. So I could do a lot of things in the nilikuwa mwerevu nitachombelea huko nicho. But nafanya homework, I'm number 1 to 3. So una overlook unasema anasoma. By the time I was in class 6, mamangu akabai nyahuno. She was like, by the way, you really huskiangi. So I told my mom, I think when I was in class 7, see utaiona machozi yangu. So you beat me, I don't cry. So my mom used to, njoo ni mzazi, nataka kumalize. For a very long time, I became an angry child. Like akinipiga na piga sister yangu mwenye amenifuata karibu nimalize. Actually, my second born sister is the reason my dad called a counselor at our home, because I had an anger problem. So I used to bang her on walls, and there's a time I know. So I was a very angry child. Very angry, by the way. Ukinipiga hiyo hasira, you know. And then in school, I'm a good number 1, 2, 3. Ukisikia rumors. In class 8 in my school, tuliletewa tu. My dad had a bar for the longest time. So me, alcohol, I didn't think it's a drug. There's a time tuliletewa tu shule, unajua mnaenda kumaliza class 8. Tukapea toite ile si atu kukunywa. There was one boy, I don't want to say his name, I'm sure he's a husband and a father now. Akaulizwa nimba. Sini angeshawa amenipatia kitu kali nikatema. I was like, why would you snitch? And he's short. Why would you snitch? So I remember when we were sent home, our parents were so shocked by the fact that we didn't drink na tulipea watoto. You know? And I remember my mom was like, mtoto atanimaliza. Then, you know how your parents are like, ukimaliza class 8, you have 2 months. You know, I used to have 2 months to stay at home. Now then I started smoking weed. I found the love of my life. Who
introduced you to weed?
Him.
Who is him?
He was my neighbor somehow. Alikuwa tu kijana. Wale vijana wanakaga vizuri kwa neighborhood. You're like, ooh, you.
Nimekumark.
Mbaya. Tukaanza kuvuta bangi proper. Like we used to stone. We were a certain clique of children. We were children, yeah? Because I remember I was 13. 12, 13. And we used to smoke so much weed. That's all we used to do. Mamangu akijaribu kunipiga, hashindi na mimi mchana. Si ataenda tu. So you sneak out of home, ukirudi macho ni red, unafanya kazi kama punda. Yani it was such a bad circle, you know. So when I went to high school,
you're smoking weed.
Yeah, and I was drinking quite heavily actually.
At 13, kutoka kwa baya mzae, unaiba pombe.
Of course. So then I was even 12 because 13 was when I was in nice secondary school. So anyway, to one of the best high schools, like one of the best.
You are a performer.
I was. I'm a bright person. Nimeenda shule yani nimeenda nimeingia na the wrong click term 1. Ai. Tukaanza hiyo shule wenye watasikia jina watajua ni wapi. Tulikuwa na kabanda ni shule ilikuwa inaitwa Shimo la Tewa. Guy. Like things went like when I was in Form 1, I remember I came home and my mom beat me and I held that nyahunyu and I told her, ukinipiga tena tutazikwa si wawili. No, I don't know where you come from, but for us that is blasphemy, murder. Alipigia bwana yake, my dad, mtoto wako anatumia dawa za kule. Ajirani yako joraga. That one wants to kill me. It was such a case.
Oh, wow.
So akakuja home. I was dead serious. I was like, ukinipiga tena, by the way, usinipige. Niambie, nasikia. Kai mimi nilikuwa kichoka. So every time I look at my son, I imagine him telling me that I'm like, I will act World War IV. I'm that tall person, you know.
That's how your mom was feeling.
I'm telling you.
This is Form 1.
Obinna was a hard head. Like today, I met someone who asked me, who did it come from? Because Annitah, you still hard-headed. I was like, where? Nimebadilika. So I got expelled the first school, second school for eating miraa in school. My God, what have I not done?
Hey.
That school, nikamekiwa head girl, jumini mwerevu. Yeah. You know, I think people don't know what to do with a child who's crazy, so they give you titles or try to box you, or they don't want to ask where you're acting out. They try to fix you. Actually, the problem of teachers and parents is fixing kids. Ukimpiga, nilimekiwa head girl, nika-convince watu, half the school, tukalewe. I remember the principal was like, just told my mother, kujia mtoto wako. My mom was
kwa like, majina ni yani. Kwa majina ni yani. Dona kujua. Na mimi ndo Edgar.
I know, right?
Munifuate. So mukaipa shule.
I think that was now when, you know, my parents got tired. Because, you see, at my first school, that's when I ran away from home at 13. I went to the streets. I hear my dad looked for me for almost 6 months. Unimagine mtoi wako, I'm the firstborn, yeah? My dad really has loved me all along. So this is your child. My dad has spoiled me to death. It's not that I've lacked. I am an academy child. I'm spoiled. But then, because tumefight na madhe, nataka kuolewa na boy alikuwa ananifundisha weed. My sister reminded me today.
Pause kidogo. Where's Omosh? Mwambia call home, ambia kina Liron wa watch live saizi. I want my son watching this live. I want all my kids to watch this live.
Oh,
now. Because my son is 14. And
I even mine is watching, he's
like,
15. Mine is watching, he's 15.
I'm just like, hey, I wish a nigga would. Hey, what? Ngoja kidogo. Turudi nyuma kwa hii story. At 12, you are smoking weed, then ukaenda high school.
Yes.
13, you're 13. Umepata click mbaya. Umefukuzwa shule, umekam home. Mama amekuchapa. You Form 1? Yeah,
Form 1, Form 2, like nilikuwa nimefukuzwa mara kadhaa.
But ulitoroka home at what point? Because
Form 2.
At Form 2.
It was November. It was 2004, November 19th. TOK were coming to Kenya, and I remember the clique was like, TOK are my exams. TOK wanaza kosa kurudi.
It's not rocket science.
What? Nitafanya exam. TOK. And you know they were like, guys, we went to TOK.
Oh wow.
Ukirudi mwalimu alikuwa ametungojea kwa fence. Nyinyi na hao mlikuwa mnaimba nao.
Mliapa usiku.
Kwa hiyo tunaipa mchana.
Oh, me, I thought like you're in a day school. It was boarding.
I was in a boarding in the middle of a forest.
Wapi huko?
Na huko Tinganga, Kiambu na huko.
Na TOK walikuwa wapi?
Carnival. Si mnapotea mwende.
So mlitoroka huko mpaka Kani.
Bere, kavu yo TOK wakaacha kuimba, the disrespect. People don't respect me. Almost died.
TOK, come on.
Really?
You
died.
guys should do better.
I know.
Yeah, forget about the child who's running away from school with uniform to go clubbing. TOK, how can you dare not perform?
No, they performed, but then Bandi Kaisha, you're like, any TOK to sacrifice our school for you. Hapo mkakosana, mkaenda, tunkaisha.
Oh, ile ku break up.
Si waliisha.
You guys break up.
After really? That year, did they even have music?
Hurry up and come back. Oh my God. So, mulikuwa na manguo za home?
Hey.
Umeficha?
Yeah.
Mkaenda kurepresent?
Mbaya.
Kurudi? Ngware?
Waliwe wagojea hapo, you were like, hey, huku ni kubaya.
Kana lijuaje ni fence gani imepitia?
And then you see, because we are really shameless, use the same route. We are children anyway. I know the worst thing, you already have like 4, 5, your weed, the reason I wasn't expelled, there was no evidence. Mi nilitafuna hiyo weed, I was like, afadhali nikuwe hai siku 5 lakini unishiki nayo.
As in upatwa na weed
ukaswali. I'm not advising people, I'm just saying, I would rather be here than have it on me.
Bangi iko wapi?
Yeah. Nowhere. Lakini sio hata uoni for a few days. Hata uoni.
Maniko na shida ya maji. Zioni.
I'm not even supposed to be laughing. But anyway, so there was so much on my head, like principal kwa nataka tu reason ya kunichuja. So ya kurudi, we were 9 of us. We were expelled 9. Hata hakuwa nataka kusikia excuse. 1, 2, 3.
Hata unatoa excuse gani hata wewe?
Ayo nilikuwa nimekewa mchele. Hatuwezi kosa excuse. You wouldn't lack an excuse. So when I was expelled, I was like, my mother, already, hiyo August nilikuwa na scandal, hiyo August ya form 2 nilikuwa nataka kuolewa na uchali wa home, tulikuwa tunavuta weed na yeye, nikapotea home. Na karatasi, unakumbuka zile za green, nilikuwa na calendar. My mother said, if you're leaving my house, you live with what you've bought. Go and get married. Just mark you, I am 13 years old.
Kalega beba baka 5 bob.
Tukashikwa tukapigwa huku chini, lakini makarau. Ikakuwa whole issue. And I remember my dad was so angry. Like, nini umekosa home, una get? So nikaenda shule. My dad was like, my dad kept making me a deal. Maliza form 4. So my dad had a plan. Kimaliza form 4 and ship to UG. Yani nina Bali. So imagine, mamangu aliniambia amenigojea December. Nime-expeliwa juu ya TOK, guys. It is not even a coach. Enda tu kwa streets. It is better anyway.
Tara!
Streets, here I come. I was in the streets for a while. But I was in the streets for a while. And the funniest thing of being on the streets, it was not a good experience. But the people who helped me out were sex workers. Mama aliniangalia, alinishika nikiba maembe. Njaa ilikuwa imeniandama. So, alinishika akaniambia, "Unataka kupigwa mawe juu ya maembe." It was in Juja Road. There was a building called Snow White. I don't know if it's there. Hapo mahali hapo nyuma. And she was like, "Maembe." And she was like, "You're a child." She was called Fiona. And I keep saying her name because one day I prayed to find her because I don't know where she went. And she told me, "You're a child. You must be a child." And she asked me, "Mbona umepotea home? Lazima umepotea home." So akaniuliza maswali. Akaniambia, "Let me cut you deal, nikupe food uko ukinifulia nguo." Guys, that was heaven. So I started living walikuwa na plot 10, kalikuwa the worst place to live but the safest place for me. And she used to tell me, "Don't become like us. You're a smart kid. Unajua, you're a very smart kid." So I stayed with them for a while. Na ujue yenyewe mimi kichwa changu ilikuwa mbaya. I never sat to think who wananitafuta. Never. I never said I'll look for someone, and I knew namba ya babangu mkubwa offered, like I knew namba ya kwa uka offered, but I never tried. I never ever tried. Like I was so done. I was starting a new life. They can go hang. I can be my own child. You know what children say? Hata sitaki ukue mama yangu. Hey, God.
I'm independent.
Mimi nitakaa peke yangu. You know, it was crazy. And then now, funniest thing, the worst thing about it, with them is when I got sexually assaulted. It was with them. And it was so bad because I remember now that one, hiyo ndio unafinyaga simu restore factory settings, hiyo ndio I wanted, just when that happened, the only thing I wanted was to go home and see my dad. I felt like if I didn't run away, you know how you blame yourself? If I didn't leave home, this would have never happened. If I didn't, what am I doing on the streets at 15? You know, I really was angry at myself. I blamed myself. I just wanted to go home. But then I didn't want to go home also. Do you know I got sexually assaulted in March 2005? I talked about it in 2018. Like in public, a very few people knew about it. Because my biggest fear was people telling me, ulitafuta. Hey.
You want to put the blame on someone.
Yeah, I used to imagine if someone tells me that I'll die. Because it's not something you wish on anyone. This is, of all the things I had not done was that. Then I knew my mom had put the fear of the Lord in me. You can do anything. Do not sleep with anyone. Anything else you can do. Lala namtu, and I really feared it. So for it to happen to me, not on my terms, it took away everything. And every time I speak about it, I get so emotional. It's not easy. So I'm like, where? So I went back home as I had becoming suicidal. I remember it was May 2005. I went back home. I told my dad, I want to go back to high school. My mom was like, here we go again.
Pause kidogo. Ukiwa, hii ilifanyika pale kwa plot 10.
Tulikuwa tumeenda Tao. Nilikuwa nawapelekaga Tao. Pale hiyo street yenye mnapenda kusema kulikuwa na Simas hapo.
Koinange. Mlikuwa mnakaa Tao kutoka Juja?
Si Juja Road. Hapa pango Juja Road.
Juja Road. Mimi nafikiria Juja, Nicola Juja.
Juja ni mashambani.
Okay, sorry. We didn't mean to offend.
I apologize to watu wa Juja. Si mashambani.
Aya. So, hapa Juja Road unawaleta job?
Wanaingia Tao, walikuwa wanaka click. Mimi nawasaidia kubeba dawa. So, mimi ni mtoto.
Dawa? Dawa ya?
Si the wana spike watu. Wako kazi.
Okay, yes. Nimekupata. So where did this happen? The abuse?
Divanji.
It was in public?
Divanji at night. It was at night.
Ulikuwa peke yako?
Tulikuwa na Fiona.
And then?
We got attacked. I don't know where they were having issues with the... Unajua, hiyo place, of course, it has its people. Clicks, so the guys were like, mtulibagi dopo na mnafanya biashara na tunajua mnaiba. So there was that. So I got caught in between it. And you see, I'm part of them. So you can say at who you see. And they knew I am a child. So they were like, huyu watutaki nyinyi huyu mdogo.
So they didn't do anything to Akina Fiona?
No, they just split her up. They're like, this one. So I felt like I really put myself there. You know, I felt like mimi nilijipeleka.
Okay.
So I really hated myself. I was like, I really don't feel loved at home. I really never felt loved at home. I felt like my mom didn't want me. Unaweka hizo blame zote lakini makosa zenye umefanya ukiangalia,
Ni wewe ndo uko na ngori.
So I went back home and started being suicidal proper. I attempted suicide. I remember a neighbor of ours took 3 maralatabs and died. Maanze nilina nikaziokota kwa hiyo nyumba mzima. Nothing. Hata homa. Like, God has a really bad sense of humor. I tried suicide like 5 times at home. 5. Nothing. One got so bad I was throwing up and my mom was like, ini mimba anatoa. Really? Ini mimba. And I was really unwell. My mom was also tired. Like, you coming in and out of this house how you want. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Like, I look at it back now that I'm a parent. I'm like, hey, I wouldn't want that on any parent. And the last one I went to church, our Catholic church, and I took so many pills and I told God, if I don't die in your house, this is the last time I'm doing this.
Nenda kuvia kwa kanisa.
I'm sure. So we were sure this is it. Moses, Peter, najua tu wa Bible kadhaa. Amka tufungia kanisa.
Again, Annitah, sure.
Man,
I don't want to laugh
about angry. This. I laughed because I was so angry. I told God, I will never try suicide again. Hata kana hiyo maisha yako. Sijui ni dawa za nini. I used to just ninaokota tu.
Tu madawa tu.
And then I remember I told myself, you know what, maliza shule, just leave.
Okay.
So I told my dad, sawa, ndamaliza shule. My dad was like, I was like, Daddy, mimi nimesema roja niambia. I will finish from 4. Yeah, then I'll finish school.
Okay.
So I went, that's when I went, okay, my dad, why bless that man? He took me to a private school now because hakuna shule hata nikubali.
Yeah.
He was like, ni wangu bado, si ndio? Private school kwa nilienda kuambia watu tukalewe.
Yaani umerudi tena huko kuambia watu kuna watoto hawasaidiki. kuna wale kidogo wameenda.
I know, and I remember then nobody cared at all. Like, they were also tired. You do you. So I remember when I finished, I threw a party. When I finished Form 4, do you know how stupid children can be? And I'm saying this to a child watching. I finished high school. I left. I never went back for my certificate. The high school closed, so I don't have a certificate. So I've been trying to get it. 20 years down the line, man, struggle. Nusikia mtu wangu akicheza na shule, I'm like, bro, acha kabla ufikirie, just learn from me. Maliza vizuri, because mimi nilimaliza, I threw a party from the day I finished sijui 20 December. You would have thought ni may win the world. We drank like the world was. And so I'm 17 now. I feel nimemaliza from 4 for the long time I've been drinking, the things I've done, people didn't know I'm a child, unless you know me from home. So I carried a drinking, celebrating the birth of Christ that December 2007, walked into the bar, met my ex-husband. I knew him. I didn't like him because he was a bully. And I passed like a seat like this and he was like, simama, simama, simama. And I'm telling you that guy is tall. Umeumia, I was like, why? And don't be touching me. At Jumeanguka kutoka heaven. Even the tall ones see at the end.
Oh my God! Wow, that was the line he gave you.
Dumbest line ever.
Ati simama, simama, simama. Ati umeumia kwa nini? You just dropped from heaven. Oh wow. Okay, at least he had lines.
He did. Anyway.
Oh, but you ended up marrying the guy. Wasn't I didn't? On a drop from heaven.
I think it was because he was tall.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe it's a joke. But I met him on 24th of December. On 31st, it was 10 years post-election violence. I'll never forget. So, nikienda kwa mamangu on the 28th, I remember telling my mom, naenda kuolewa nianze kwangu. Sawa, she was making chapo. Yani stays out. My mom was not moved in the... Like, I had put that woman through so much. She was like, Hannah, I don't even care what you do. I don't care you want to become a pot. Just become one. You know, she didn't even... Akunamka. Like, I think she was like, child, I'm tired. Like, I think my mom was really tired. So I left. I went after 7 days, this guy tells me, narudi Nairobi. Unaenda na mimi. I was like, it is better than going back home, I'm telling you. And that was it. Got married at 17. A month later, he's telling me, nataka kufungulia bank account kwa wapi ID. I'm like, ID gani? Which ID? Where? Yeah. The guy's like, Annitah, how old are you? I'm like, you never asked. I'm like, I'm turning 18 in a few months.
Hey. Oh, lo.
So yeah, my marriage started there. 17.
So, toka nayo home ni wapi?
Limuru.
So from Limuru mkakamne Nairobi. Akaenda unguna stay area gani?
Kabete.
Lower Kabete. Move naye. Sasa iwe ni bibi.
Proper.
Unapika kila kitu analima.
Mimi na material ni kichwa ngumu tu honestly. Mimi ile material mzuri lakini kichwa tu na mdomo. Material ni mzuri baba. Hiyo shida.
So ulikuwa unakaa na job anarudi?
Material ni mzuri.
Unangoja nyumba poa.
Material ni mzuri. Give him a son, you know.
Oh, this is the same.
Yeah, give him a son. A year later I had my son. Yeah.
You guys stayed for a year. 5
years. What do you mean a year? Well, me ni wife na
sorry.
Material.
Sorry, boss, guys. Yo, you don't know jokes. Kumbe urefu ilimsaidia. You stay there. Jaribu kutoka by the time unafikiria 1 centimeter to say by the time umalize.
Ukipata na hadu kuja you like it's bad. It's soko ni chafu. Anyway.
Oh wow.
I said 5 years actually.
Then why did you leave? Mdomo yako. Ama kichwa.
Maybe both. He married a child. Then the child grew. You get? He married a child who was looking for a parent. I got married coming from my father's house. I entered into a man's house. I expected more of a parent than a husband. Understand? And I came from a broken background of violence and seeing domestic violence and it's normal. So he beat me for a while. Then the one day I woke up and he said, by the way, I am my father's child. Autanipiga. Tukaanza kupigana. So it became so toxic. It became so toxic. And I remember one of my friends asking me, you're 21. Why are you fighting with this man like you're going to die, you know? And it was a wake-up call of the guy, I'm 21. Hey, I'm 21. You know, I should be somewhere having a hangover, not fighting. Like, hey, where guys, marriage is not for the weak. Marriage needs...
But you are a child.
And you see, he married a child. The child was okay with being beaten at first. So you got to a point where ulikuwa wapi jana? Say me ndio mdomo. So you don't want me to ask you. If you tell me up to date, I tell people. If you tell me not to ask you, I will never lala inje. So I remember the first time we fought, not he beat me, is he came home after like 4 days. And his excuse was, excuse me, niko wapi? Uko na mtu was like, you will not do whatever you're doing and still come home and manipulate me. But I'm raised better. So I started fighting. And you see, we have a son. So I think one of the reasons I left my marriage is because I knew one day I'll get too angry and do something stupid. Kwa news. And because I already knew I had an anger problem, I was like, najipenda, nalea mtoto anyway. And funniest thing, it ended up so bad that you get? Like I was 21, I was drinking heavily, And I didn't know I'm depressed, I didn't know I'm stressed. I just felt like I have so much inside, so much anger, so much frustration. And I was just like, I don't know what I needed, Obinna. So I just left. I left at night, I left for a while. I didn't tell people I've left my marriage by the way. So what I'm pigia tu anasema ako kwao. So ndio napigia mamangu namwambia mimi sijamuona. The guy's like, hata usitake kujua kwenye nilienda. I went rented a house. You see, the first time I'd left him was, I think, August that year. I rented the same house, akanikatia nikarudi. Nikamwambia bro, nikitoka kwa nyumba sirudi. And then he had this line, he used to call me Justice. Justice, if you leave me, I'll die.
How old was this guy who was about to die?
10 years older than me. So, he didn't die anyway, and he used to tell me, Miss Taikuacha, okay, the nonsense we fall for, new Taniacha. Anyway, we joke actually, eventually. So this time I left, got a house, put a mattress down, and I was like, Naza, maisha, stuck with pressure, by the way. And me, I was a hustler. I used to get things from Gekomba, come sell. Me naona mkimisuse jina hustler, huku nje na shanga nilikuwa hustler. And I remember that's when I went for a course. I graduated, then I got a job. So then I was like, I just wanted to leave. Then I was like, I got married, sija experience maisha. After becoming a street kid and all, I felt sija experience maisha. I'm 21, I was like, I want to leave. Hapo ndipo I think some of maisha ilienda chini. You know, when you think it can't go as it went, it's an endless bottom pit. Now I became a proper alcoholic. I don't have anyone to ask me. I have the keys to my house. I'm not married. And that's dangerous, by the way. I am 21. Heading into 22, I started going to National Theatre, getting small gigs, doing events. Hapo ndipo nilijulia kina OG, kufanya cypher, nini. So I started making my money. I think that's what I decided. I'll never get married. I decided, by the way, huku nje sikubaya. I don't know why I was in a cult. Let me leave. So from there, I think life went south for a while, got into media in 2013. And I remember I was known all through my media career, I was known for my drinking. Like if there's something I was really good at is handling my alcohol.
What do you mean handling your alcohol?
I could drink a whole bottle of Southern Comfort, then get another one, and then I will chase it with Heineken.
Na bado nasimama.
Bado nasimama hapa mimi nashindwa. People used to say it is the devil. Bado mimi nauliza mbona tunaenda home mapema? Mbona? And it got to, I think my tolerance was too high. So I became
mapema. You started at 13.
That's the thing. So
yeah, system too.
Mimi nikunywa Heineken nataka kufizi. I want to make that person broke. Juu nitazienda honestly.
Unajua Heineken zinatonga tu mbili peke yake. Wewe ulikuwa unapiga crate.
Umekanyagia tu hapa. And you see, people used to say I'm a functioning drunk because you couldn't tell I'm high. And I was high for such a long time. Do you remember me? I'm like, really? Like, why would I remember you? I used to ask people, did I meet you high or sober? They don't know. I'm like, I miss Juice.
Where?
So I think I've lived. When I look back at it, I've lived, got into media. No offense, we are in media, but media is a space that pushes, media is a space where alcohol is available.
Yeah, if you choose that life, we've seen very many.
I chose it.
We've seen very many that have been lost to katikati.
I think the only reason I didn't lose it is because I was already a drunkard. So
no, ulikuwa continue. There are some who get it now, then you wanashtuka na hizo unafika.
Acha kunywa kidogo.
Unakunywa? No, unajua everywhere I go. Pati Obinna kitu anakunywa. No, I don't know. Chochote unataka bro. I'm like, no, I'm okay. Hapana, mimi lazima nikubuy a drink.
Mpatie hiyo mzinga.
Mpatie kitu na drink, unataka nini? Let hapo buda. So when they do that and you are new, sawa. Then unapiga, you get addicted then. But wewe ulikuwa una continue. So hata unakunywa, weka tu hapa. Tunapiga.
Actually, I had a rule. I always used to go to the bar only when I can buy myself alcohol. Sifikiria ni woman ileta kwa hiyo bar, honestly. Because I used to tell people how much of a drunkard I was. Siku andaka stress. Usinikatie. I was a drunkard for sitting at the counter alone. I know. And people couldn't see it. I'm a happy person. I'm a loud person. And people were like, Annitah, high is good. If I'm sober, I used to be quiet. No conversation. Me, I used to wake up and I'm like, guy, wacha enjoy lock. It's a thing. Woo, nitakufa. Because I feared hangovers. I was like, afadhali nikae high moderately.
Hakufika ile.
I used to shake.
Oh.
And you say you won't know I used to shake. What a shake, I used to get anxiety. If I'm going to meet people in public, I was saying you're going to pick a shot, honestly, I'm sure. I'm like, I'm kuongelesha watu. 5 minutes. Ta.
Oh, wow. Was that bad?
It was bad.
Na bangi pia?
Apana. Weed niliacha 2007. Let me tell you why I quit weed. Kwa hiyo kijiji yetu, with no shame, tukaenda tukapea mtoto wa pasta bangi. Alikuwa msichana. That girl undressed, lifted her hands and started praying for us. I have never been that scared up to date. Nisijiogopa kitu kama hicho.
Mtoto wa pastor, she's...
The devil is
from her dad.
The devil embarrassed us that day.
Katoka mbio.
Nikajua of all the things mamangu huyu ataniua. Mtoto wa pastor wao. Girl more than I knew that's it.
So hapo ndo kacha bangi.
That's it. Actually mimi msikia mzee akisema nitavuta weed, I'm like huwa nijui mimi hata mvutia hapa naondoka, it's not for me. Sometimes someone gave me a weed cookie unknowingly, nikajipeleka polisi for real. Like niko na tachizi. For me to mind, I was like, guys, back another wanted to arrest me for disturbance. I was like, I'm not joking, I'm high. Weed is not for me.
Ulipeleka polisi?
Because I thought nitachizi.
Sasa polisi watakusaidia aje?
Wanishika niweke ndani nisiokote makaratasi. I know, I'm so serious. Guys,
watoto wacha nenda bangi.
I know, bangi is just... Me, I'm telling you, I ate that cookie. It was, I think, 2014. Hapo mtu akaniambia enter your with cookie. Woo, niweza kupiga nduru. Nikasema ni hivyo. Like my addiction was not to a lot of things. Of course, I've experimented with drugs hapa kule when I was younger, pills and everything, but kujidunga no, najipenda. And weed no. But I smoke cigarettes. Watu wanatumia vitu mingi hapa nje, honestly. There are so many things. Guy. You know, I think parents don't understand that nowadays kids don't drink or smoke weed. They take pills. And you see this kid is high, but they're not smelling anything at all.
Kimutu kina levitate tu.
Wacha hivyo. Unashindwa mtu yeye amezubaa. I always say, walk into a house and your kid is zubing. Pause TV uone mata notice ujue mako sawa.
We zombie.
Unaweza pause upate baki imekaa hivi kinacheka, you're like, guy.
Hebu acha ni access files kwa head yangu. Kuna mwenye anazubanga pale. Alafu unajua drugs ni experimental. Mtu yeye anajaribu ni gani? Even drugs in the house actually. Painkillers, if you balance them well, unapata inakupea concussion mwenda. People expect... We are so oblivious to what kids are trying. We are so... Kwanza hawa hii generation, just see tulikuwa mafala. Hawa watoto tunalea. Guy. My son tells me things, I get a stomachache for a whole day. Na alisema so casually na kaenda. Na mzababu alisema, and my brother gives you story. I'm like, I was like, Mom, si panic. Because my son tells me, Mom, don't overreact. Ngisikia hivyo roho yangu inatoka. Now you don't react nicely.
My son tells me, he slowly does like his mom face.
He's 14.
15, he's 16 this year.
Oh, wow.
So he's there telling me, and I keep telling myself, I look at what I've done in my generation, imagine what they are doing in theirs.
Mom, don't overreact. Usa.
Mom, uso. Sasa mbona niangalie hivyo na hata cha kuambia nimefanya nini? You're like, guy. It is not easy raising children. Because for me, it's not easy raising children.
Akona girlfriend?
Let me tell you something. There's a day I asked him about girls. Akachange sura. I was like, Nita kunyonga nitoe yo shingo. Guy.
Huh?
Like, because it's... For a mother, those are things you don't want to talk about. I had this talk with him when he was 11. So I asked him the other day, I think in November, and comes, do you want to have that talk again? Mom, usini embarrass tena. Nikamwambia kuembarrass tena afu niletee mimba hapa. Nikamwambia, sisi sio nyinyi, sisi tunajijua. I was like, haya! Did I could these children talk you like, kai? Kwa hiyo nisi aduko tunajijua, guys. Kai. Aliniambia he's too young. Anyway.
But what if it happens?
Like, I'll die 10 times. I don't know.
If your child turns out to be the child you were, what would you do?
I don't know. Pray to do better from my mistakes, because it can happen. I have a daughter. I have a very pretty daughter. And I remember my biggest fear. When I had a daughter, I cried and I told the doctor, you can't change this. I don't want a daughter. A boy you can punch. So how do you... Give me a boy. Me, I want boys.
You're looking for a punching bag, eh?
No, not a punching bag. I want a boy. I've been a tomboy my whole life, so I was like, raising boys is easy, Obinna. My daughter came and she likes pink. I was telling people it's hard. I don't want another daughter. Unaona venye niko easy. Mimi nimedunga, mimi niko na sweatpants na t-shirt. You know, I'm so mtu anataka pink, I match na purple.
Dress,
dolphins, princess. Guys, it's a lot. And I get so scared raising my daughter because I always fear that. Na akikuwa kichwa ngumu kama mimi. Na akisumbua kama mimi, na akikuwa exposed kwa hizi vitu kama mimi, So, it's a lot. But you pray to do better. Parenting has no manual, by the way. And my kids are so different. My son is fully me. My daughter is half me. It's different. So I pray to do better. I write a book like this and pray that they can learn. I dedicated it to them. I pray they can learn, not to make the same mistakes. I pray they make new mistakes, not the same. Wasipitie hiyo njia. Because our generation of kids is not stupid, Aki. Wanazaga maswali zingine, you would faint 10 times. My son tells me, Mom, if you want to date, you tell me first. And he's dead serious. And when I say he's tall, mtoto ananiambianga vitu, I'm like, uko serious?
Koja, Annitah, sasa uko na miaka ngapi?
35.
Your son who is 15
wants me to tell him when I want to date. Niliandika kwa status nilienda date akanicall na nani. I was like, Mimi guys, I'm not getting married.
Koja, anaitwa nani?
Andre.
Where Andre kuja hapa tu? Andre, come over.
Piga go.
Oh wow, Andre, I like it. Yeah. Take charge, man.
Aliniambia my job is to protect you.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Very serious.
That's nice.
I asked him, do you want me to get married? He was like, if you want to. He was like, Mom, as long as you're happy, we have serious conversations. As long as you're happy, I'm okay,
Okay.
Na hii generation usiwadanganya, si wajinga, honestly.
True.
He told me about Google Incognito. I almost fainted. Why mimi mzee?
Amejua Google Incognito?
Yeye alinionyesha. Nimemnyang'anya simu kaambia, Mom, naweza tumia simu yako usijue. Nikampea.
My kids told me zina luck na wanawake. My dad, by the way, have you considered being single? I'm like, yeah. Because ni kama tu nakuwa na bad luck na nini. Let me not say who said it because they know the kids, but wakasema, so mwenye alikuwa ananiambia, for example, ukiangalia mamangu, angalia mama ya nani, then angalia nani, then angalia, they counted. I was just sitting there, I'm like,
ulifeel aje?
I felt so strange. Today morning when I was dressing, Lola came to the closet. So when I was dressing, she walked in the closet and then she told me, Juzi ulisema, no, kwani sisi hatuna value, something like that. Then I told her, what do you mean? Si Juzi ulisema ati you want to come home to your wife. Kwani you can't come home to us? Lola told me that thing today morning. So it was a conversation I was having. Then I was telling them, even me, I want to come home to my woman. Nini. Me, I was saying it as a story, a story now. Kumbe Lola, ameniambia asubuhi. So ameniambia kwani sisi hatuna value nini? Nikamwambia, what do you mean?
Kwani hawana value?
Kwani unatuambia you want to come home to your wife? Kwani you can't come home to us?
What is this you want to go?
Kamwangalia, kambia it's kidogo complicated. But ile nini nilikuwa nimeweka wapi? Because ningeanza kumwambia aje.
Ungemwambia kuna value.
No. That part they know. But yeah, alikuwa understand. Mbona naambia I want to come out to my woman, my person, nini. I'm like,
are we not your persons?
So that's a pending conversation I'm going to have with them, but I don't know how to have it. Niwaambie sometimes.
I think the hardest thing is being a single parent. People don't get it.
Because
you're not dating one person, you're dating their kids. And that thing of, I might like you to death, then me, kwanza, if my children don't like you, it does not matter if the Lord spoke about you. It's a done deal.
I said 2025, I ain't introducing nobody to my kids.
You shouldn't.
Zero.
Watoi wangu hawajai meet tuna date. Actually, they think I don't date.
But you are tricky. You know why? Because there are some values you also need to instill in the kids. Value like family. So myself, I was really focused on instilling the family unit. So I would do anything to try and paint that family unit. I don't want them to see it's dysfunctional. That, unajua, you can always be a single mom, you can always be a single dad, nini. And then also having very traumatic experiences they've had because baby mama, baby daddy, the back and forth, the trauma, it affects the child. See, Mimi, yeah. Now the back and forth with baby mamas, so inakuanga, it affects the toy. They might not tell you, but it does. So when you try and give them the security of, this is a home, this person is with me, this is how I am, because I want my son to be a gentleman. But you can't teach him to be a gentleman and doesn't see you with a woman. I've got Dad, should I call you Mister? And then also me, my fear is one day my son pulls up in the crib, he's like, so Dad, you know, this closet is not enough for me. Hey. So you have to try and instill. Then also I want my kids, my daughters, to know how I like men to treat them. So I want them to go like, but Dad buys flowers, Dad takes people on dates, Dad does ABCD. I want them to grow up so later in life they're like, this man is giving me the bare minimum. I don't want to settle for whatever. So there's a struggle between trying to give them that and trying to find a good person for me, trying to find a good person to them. The balance is terrible. Sasa ni ngumu. I know.
Ukipata mzuri kwako anakuambia hataki watoto. Hayuko ready. Ama
kuna tu mwingine mzuri kwako, mwingine nilijaribu na yeye.
Watoto. Mungu anasema anacheka na sijui ni nani.
No, mwingine nilijaribu na yeye nikamwambia watoto wako wamempenda. Nikamwambia this is for me. Yes. This is for me. I'm not looking for a mother for you. This is for me.
You have mothers.
Where? Wacha kidogo. See, Dad, you said that is for you. What my son? So basically, what I'm trying to say is it's a bit complicated with this generation. They know so much and they see so much. And I'm just like, hey, 20 kidogo. I don't want to introduce nobody.
Take them out. Take your daughters out by the
I do. No, that one we do. That one we do.
Date your children this year.
It's also a bit complicated.
I know it is, but try.
That part of date your children also kidogo. You know, there's a parent.
And you have to be.
So there's a difference between kuwa beshte na kuwa mzazi. Ukikuwa beshte sana.
That line is like this.
Exactly.
2 minutes anakuambia kitu ile. Kwa mesa unaweza kugonga wewe ubiririki huko la anashindwa sasa kwa tuko mabeshte.
Yeah, so we'll do our things, but tena ukipita kiwango fulani, don't let them also get confused with is this my dad? Is this my friend? Are you my age mate? Are you what? So kuna hako. It's complicated. But you said your son munapelekana.
I like actually it. My son. I have that with my son, and sometimes I ask him, "Do you know who you're speaking to?" Right? Nambia, do not forget my hands are quicker than my mouth.
Oh wow! Hey, so you're parenting with threats?
Me no threats. They come to actions. I don't have the energy to be threatened. I keep saying I will never be those parents for time out. What is time out?
Time out is when you black out. Time out.
Naughty corner is in my hands. I will corner you there.
This is a naughty corner.
Hey, no. Me, I'm for beat the child. Me, I don't have
the road spoil the child.
I rarely beat them, but when I do, I will.
When you do, you do.
Because I believe like your story are naughty. Hey, me, I will try and spare the rod, spoil the child. You know, when you have a generation on wazazi, I just cringe.
Yeah.
I'm like, who raised you? Who raised you? You're like, God. I'm like, even my mother at this age, I cannot tell my mom such things. My mother will use his burnt offering. I will be God.
But even just the feeling, you know, even if your mother doesn't even beat you, even now, you know, your mother can't. But there's just some things you can't because of the fear of parent, child. Then now you know different children are parented differently.
That's true.
Huyu kiboko anaweza mnyosha. Wewe unaona kiboko haikusaidia. Wewe ulikuanga ukafanyiwa nini chenye likulainisha is that short man.
Wow. Bad example, but
but you still came back to your senses ukangoja rudi shule. But ukarudi ukatenda kwa pombe. Then baadaye now life is teaching you a few lessons. You're like, I should have taken my certificate.
I should have.
Now, I'm hoping my kid does not. So there are people who just never learn. It has nothing to do with the parents. And the ones who are watching, you might have a mtoto mwenye ni mtukutu. It has nothing to do with you.
It's not about you.
Na kuna ule kuna mtoto mzuri. Trust me, it also has nothing to do with you. There are those children who are just nice. There are those children who are just not. And it takes different lessons. They learn through the way, maybe friends. Kama wewe unasema boyfriend ulipata, kazi ulikuwa ni bangi tu. So unaona friends, the way you are moving, it depends. Kuna wale viboko inanyosha, kuna wale kuongeleshwa, kuna wale time out, kuna wale kunyang'anywa chenye walipatiwa. Oh, bring the phone here, bring nini. It depends with different parenting styles, but the children now are very different.
You have to, I understand this generation, you need to talk to them, have a conversation, listen more actually. You know, as we're not raised to listen as parents, you tell. Fanya. This one is a generation of asking.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this? And they have feelings a lot. How do you feel about this?
As we never had feelings.
Oh, yeah.
We're just ordered.
Imagine telling your parent, I feel sad. No. Nothing. So it's and you see even between us and them, there's generations. Me, my second born sister tumeachana 4 years, that born like kuna generations. So you can imagine watoto wetu pia ni gen. Even my son is Gen Z, I think my daughter is Alpha. I don't know. I think see the same still, unaona. So I can't parent them. My daughter is conversations. How are you feeling? How did school make you feel? How does this make you feel? My son is anasema tu. Yeah, it's a very different thing, and it's parenting hainaga manual. I think we are all experimenting. We are. And anyway, behold your work. When you see your work, you decide, is it good, is it bad, you know. So it's a journey.
And for the parents who are watching, let me just put this out there. Don't beat yourself down because of your child's tabia. Usinge depression or stress because mtoto amefanya a certain way. You'll try your best. Try talk to them. Try whatever. Try change a few things here. But don't also sometimes, you know, parents, we forget ourselves. Tunafocus sana na watoto. Mtoto haki nimefanya nini? Haki saa ingine it has nothing to do with you. You've heard the story. If you've not heard, get the book. It's titled Unseen. The Girl Who Never Fit In. Get this book for your kids. I'm going to get this for my kids as well. Get this for yourself as well. Just read it and make peace with the fact that it's beyond you. Life will still happen.
It is actually.
Yeah, life will
We
still
forget
happen.
when you become a parent. I always ask people, if someone took your titles away, a father, who are you then? The media, who are you? You see, people have nothing actually. That's the saddest part. We are shallow.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's deep.
We're just titles.
That's deep.
I keep telling people, if you ever introduce yourself with titles to me, then you're no one.
Professor Obinna. Okay, wakitoa professor.
Who are you?
What?
Yeah. I keep telling people I'm Hannah. My ID name is Hannah. So who is Hannah? What defines me? You get? But most people are defined by their job. They're defined by their caste.
Wow.
Like people have nothing that is not materialistic. They are shallow inside. Someone can't even sit and laugh with you without telling you what they do. Or bro, you can't even hold a conversation without saying, you know, I bought a new car. That's shallow. Who are you when you're not a parent? When you're not a wife? When you're not a husband? Who are you? I swear what you are doing. So it's personal. Like I tell people, remove titles, then you're nothing. Because you realize hauna maisha, bwana akikuacha utafanya nini na maisha yako? Guy, my king. Hey, we remove your children, they are grown. That's why you see, no offense to women, an older woman so angry and bitter because her kids left. The husband, a man never grows old. I tend to hang out with my boys where you dedicated your entire life to parenting. Now they no longer need it. Unapata mother-in-law amekuja kwako amekaa mwezi hana maisha. Maisha yake iko kwako. Ulienda na maisha yake, you know. And you're like, mbona mother-in-law? So you need to understand. So I tell people my age, have a life. Me, I don't live for my kids, Obinna. I don't. They have their lives. I don't need a husband to make me say I have a life. Please, kila mtu na maisha yake. I live for me. I do things for me. That's the reason I look homeless today, look good tomorrow. It is for how I feel. It has nothing to do with people. And once I understood that, it was so freeing. Like I felt like, where? Because unajua titles zinakupatiaga expectations. Imagine ukiitwa professor na umesota. We, ati Oga Obinna amesota. See, una imagine when you had. Titles zinaleta expectations. So even as a parent, the title Mama Nani comes with a lot of expectations. Sometimes put it down and become who you were before you became a parent, you know. Because after the kids grow, that's who you will be. And that's where we go wrong. Hauna watu wana maisha hapa nje.
Makofi tafadhali. Davido makofi bwana, makofi bwana, makofi bwana, makofi. Yani she said it in not so many words. Remove the title.
Zote.
Who are you? Let me put it in Gen Z language. Guys, you'll forgive me for this. But I gotta do it for the sake of the conversation so that ifike nyumbani. Remove the title. Who the fuck are you? Remove ofisi. Yeah, we ni mheshimiwa, we ni MP, we ni governor, we ni nani. Let's go all the way to the presidency to whoever. Remove the title, remove the office. Who are you? We ni nani? When the lights are off, who are you?
What
do you stand for? When you're showering, you're naked. We on your way, who are you? What do you stand for? Hey, wow, that's
and taking a notch higher. Can you look in the mirror and tell yourself something positive about yourself if you remove the titles?
Yeah. And let me be honest. Let me be honest. Usijipatie kitu kwa title hapo kwa kioo na si honest. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're an evil person, angalia kioo na useme yenyewe mimi ni shetani. Kama ni mse mzuri na umejua, jiangalie jiambie mimi ni mse mzuri. Be brutally honest with yourself. Ni kama kudanganya daktari. You know if you lie to a doctor, you get wrong medication.
It's true.
Ati masa unajua ni elbow na ni gonorrhea. Ni hapa ndio imekuwa ama unasema ni hapa kwa paja na uko na gonorrhea. Just say ni gono. Upatiwe dawa ya gonorrhea. Sema lakini nimekuwa nasikia katibu kana niuma.
Which is that inaitwa gonorrhea gono.
Si gonorrhea, si my millennials.
No baby.
Sema tu ni mimba. Si tumbo imekuwa inaniuma, so nauliza nikikunywa majani chai mingi inaweza kuesha. Kwanza nikunywa Chinese tea, nikunywe kale kahabo. Sema sijaona periods miezi 2, I think.
Na tulikuwa na Kamau last hiyo time. Ndio huo.
Be honest. Koja kidogo niwauzie kitu hapa. This show is powered by Mozart Bet. Yeah. I want you to download it. I want you to get it on App Store, get it on Play Store. I want you to join in. How you gonna do this? The details are on the screen. The best gaming odds that are happening over there. Juzi kuna katimu kamefanywa ile kitu. Muliona? Korir? Kuna katimu? Kalifanyiwa? Ilikuwa timu gani? Haukumbuki? Na niwe uliandika? Like 3 days ago. 3 days ama 2 days ago. Ama nyinyi ni watu wa hiyo team. Wacha tusini, unajua ni watu wangu wa nini. Tusimention. Kuna mtu atakuwa sensitive.
Pia mimi najua ni football ama
their
fan
feelings.
Wewe
ni wa timu gani?
Manchester United.
Of course.
Kiburi.
Korir ulikuwa na kwa unasema?
Yeye wa timu gani?
Hiyo ingine. Let's not Juzi kuna mtu nimelipa 10,000
hapa na timu wanapelekana. Haiendi juu sana.
Sawa. Fine. So get yourself on Mozart Bet, best gaming odds, and also for the ones who don't really enjoy football, you can try the aviator, unangurumisha ndege, and the other ones, casino jackpot. Unaingia pale from a little 20 bob, 10 bob, 200 bob, you can try your hand to win 2 million Kenya shillings. I'm hosting Annitah. The conversation is eye-opening. Nakwambia watu wanatune in, wanaongezeka tu. Wanaongezeka hawasongi. The story is very interesting. Tumejaribu kuisummarize kidogo. Lakini bado, I think we just need to have more and more conversations about this so that we see how we're going to change the generation. The current generation, the Gen Zs, ni wale watu awambiwi. They do what they want, how they want it. The good ones are doing good things. The bad ones are doing bad things. At least hizi tulikuwa naambiwa ndami ya mama yako. Nini. The child was for the community. Sasa hizi hakuna mtoto wa community. Wewe unaniguza kama nani? Wewe unaweza pangiwa. Sasa kuna kitu anafanya inaitwa occupy na kureject na kusalimiwa. They can reject you as a parent. They can occupy your house and you are their parent, and they can salimia you as their parent as well. Yeah, so what we're trying to do as wako immediate, the millennials, we're trying to show them, hey, we try this one, ilikuwa tricky, but ukitaka
fanya.
You see, we had conversations here about weed, about alcohol. Kuna Gen Z saizi ama millennial pia tena tu kukunywa hapa. Yeah, anasema nini? Bagi hizi chachisha hivyo. Ni sawa baba. Wage nice. Let's revisit by the end of 2025.
The difference.
Yeah, tumeanza mwaka, and this conversation was very intentional at the beginning of the year. So watch it, share it with your friends, share it with your children, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, share it with your aunties, your brothers, your dad, your mom. Let them share it with other people. Listen to the story and learn. But if you don't learn, so what should tutafanya?
And you see, to just make it clear, I quit alcohol 19 months ago.
Yeah, you said you've been clean for 19 months.
Yeah, and celibate. I quit both of them. I was like,
Annitah!
I am saved. I don't lie.
Annitah!
If I lie, the Lord will strike me. Wahala.
Sema if you lie.
Hata na hug watu na side usiniteke.
Chora msalaba hapa.
Can cheat, can die.
Chora na mate. Annitah! 19 months. Umewacha pombe na nini?
Zilikuwa zinapelekana sana.
Oh, by clearly well. Mesema when you drink
the decisions,
the legs.
The wallet closes, the decisions are wrong. And for me, I realized I didn't even do that. I used to be like, nimema Obinna, wacha nilewe ili nimwambie, una get?
So
unalewa
tu. Obinna. Makomak. Kidogo. Korir.
Actually, men are really cheap. No, first you don't have to go.
No.
Like,
hey.
You don't have to try much.
Wacha kusema we are cheap.
Kwanza kwa
sema tu hatuna maringo.
Hapana, you're cheap.
Utoa hiyo jina cheap hapo. Okay, we are affordable.
We are very affordable, but
very
cheaply
good.
Affordable.
Cheap toa mnatudharau. Men must be respected. Men, I got you. Si ndio? Men are understanding. We know you have a need and we satisfy the need. Street cheap hapa. Sasa ukiomba Obinna akusaidie. We are generous. That's a word.
Cheap.
Cheap.
Very cheap actually.
Sema naomba mtu kwa club anakupea saa hiyo. Sasa ulikuwa unataka tuende wapi?
Unajua nimeokoka, so I'm trying to be very nice with my language.
90-day rule.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, the outcome is the same. I keep telling people, don't waste people's time. Anyway, I'm saved. Abstinence and celibacy before my... Listen.
Before tuingie kwa abstinence. Ambia ama dame. Hiyo 90 day ni wewe. Kama unataka, kama utaki.
I think I'm going to speak this as a person who has been on this celibacy journey. If you're going to sleep with someone, I don't get the point of waiting for 90 days. Honestly, I don't. Personally, I don't.
Tuacha nikusome.
Utagraduate.
Ongea, preach, sister.
Guys, Isaac met the wife.
Yes.
Alishuka kwa camel, wakaenda kwa tent. That's the Bible.
Kwani alikuwa Masai?
They used to do.
Let her cook.
Point is, we have relationship have become westernized. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah.
Most of this nonsense we have is not from our tradition, our culture. Sisi culture yetu unapata mtu amepiga mkuki mahali, that is the end of the story. That's our culture, right?
Yeah.
But also I'm a Christian and I'm saying, take care of your body. We have a generation of I can sleep with anyone. I was those people. I am telling you, I was an advocate for no strings attached, hit and run. Give a wrong number. It is not. Staki tujuane.
Oh, wow.
You get? And there's that generation of women who think it's okay. But then you find yourself, you become numb. So it's no longer...
Yeah.
And you see, when you're looking down the line, people will joke and say, it was fun. There's nothing fun about it. It's fun maybe the first few times. Later, you're meeting people and you're like, Ata, who you? When you going to kunywa nini your day? And that was one of the reasons I hated alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Someone is there calling you baby, you're like, no, my anger is even this one. And you're there thinking, it doesn't look bad, but you're like, let me get more high to deal with the fact that I might have taken. I remember there's this guy, specific, a big lawyer in this town. And I could never find him if I'm sober. So nikimwambia hai saa 5 anajua Southern imenipeleka hivi. Aniambia I'm ordering a bottle mahali kwa hizi. So I show up. Then one day he asked me, you don't want to be seen with me in public? I was like, of course not. Sins are for darkness. And I realized, if I'm sober, I will never do this. Like that guy offered to drop me one day nikiwa sober. I was like, bro, that's why Ubers came. Mimi na wewe giza na pombe.
But performance ilikuwa iko sawa.
Siendi huko sijui naongelea nini. Oh. Performance najua ni tu ya
makwaya. Ninashangaa kama ulikuwa unarudi hapo a couple of times.
This alcohol, I'll blame it on that.
But he just called this particular lawyer. You really needed his defense. But you wanted him to move the emotion. Yeah. But I realized for me, alcohol is one of the reasons I ended up having casual sexual relationships. And I say that with a lot of people say, oh, say maybe what judge. Guys, people judge you for less. I don't even care if people judge me. I want young girls to understand you can sleep with as many people as you want. It actually affects you, not them. I've seen a man chota the same girl twice because he was too high to remember alikuwa amemchota. So, anatupigia simu, dem anajua choo yangu kwa wapi ni mwizi. The chick is like, unikumbuki? And the girl's like, guys, I think I need to stop alcohol. I carried the same woman twice. And that's how much, for me, I don't justify men cheating. I just say men are physical. Women, you're there being emotional. Ara kama unachotana, you get emotional, you call the same person twice, you drunk call. Ushaamka unapata uli drunk call. Unajua 30 minutes nilikuwa naambia mtu nini? Afu I remember when I was in radio, my producer used to wait for Monday stories hivi. Nikiingia aniambia, what happened over the weekend? Anambia, hey, wacha kwanza to dump huyu. Because unaamka Monday, you're like, sasa babe, you're like, babe, what did I promise you? Did I promise marriage? God. And it was such a bad lifestyle because it didn't have repercussions then. Yeah.
But then later, once you're older, you become numb. You no longer enjoy it. You don't even have a reason why you're doing it. You get? And you realize you're just wasting yourself. Because men won't say no. They will not say no. Then you're there. Because I think it should mean something. It should count for something. So I told myself, June last year, I was in a situation like that. After a bottle of Viega, I looked at this person, I was like, but then get sober, imagine it happen. Oh, you're hurting my feelings. I was like, I'm not hurting mine.
Ulimwambia?
Mbona nisimshow?
Guy. Cheso.
Sifai kumwambia, okay, just...
Si ujiambie kwa akili. Unajua vitu mingi si maboys ufikira kuambia na tuambiangi.
Ni shida yenyu, we are not the same.
Guy.
So after that, I was like, nikajita mkutano, I was like, Annitah, this is not it. So 19 months celibate, I unfollowed anyone on my social media who posts thirst traps. Wanaume wamevaa sweatpants za grey, unfollow. Wanaume anakuja hapo sijui na 8-pack, unfollow. Sijui all gym, unfollow. I rebuke them in Jesus' name.
Actually, you didn't need to unfollow all those things. You just need to unfollow alcohol.
No, trust me.
That is thirst trap enough for you.
I am still human. Kuna mwingine hapo was like, Mwadhani, let me tell you something. There are men out here.
You've been a southern. We can still go south.
It can very fast. I did on my TikTok the other day. Someone hugged me the other day and I told them, don't touch me.
Oh wow.
Nika decide at this point nitakuwa nikihug watu na side.
Alikushika vizuri. Shika vifiti.
I was like, Father, your son, he's actually tall. I was like, your sons out here wanataka kunitoa kwa neema.
Wanataka kunimaliza baba.
It's a beautiful journey, but it has made me focus on so many. I have written a book in that 1 year. You get?
Imagine.
I could sit down and write a book without thinking, hey, nani ameni text? Ama niangalia kwa aje. You know, the devil is not a small boy. Unajiambianga uko celibate. Mtu hamjaongeleshana sijui for how long. Unaenda kwa status unaona alienda gym. Girl, you're like mute.
Well, like, wait a minute.
Mute. And then when you become sober, you start seeing things for real. You know, you're not high. And you're like, hey, I was telling my friend who saved, I just saw a piece of art. The Lord has worked on that man. Can be a block them. It is sin calling you. I pray to hold on to this till I get married because I do want to get married anyway.
Oh, you want to get married now?
Not now. This whole year I'm dating myself, then maybe after that.
No, see, I thought you had said you'll never get married and then now you've realized.
Let me tell you something, Obinna. I used to be the chairlady of 1, I'll never get married as a first wife. 2, date married men, it's easier. Because for me, I was non-committal. Usiona married man akikuuliza uko wapi?
Hakubiza anaulizwa na bibi yake penye yake.
Exactly, priorities.
Oh wow.
So for me, I was a chief. Now you should have seen me going back to the same platform telling people, guys, niko na message ya kusema. The Lord humbles you. Guys, niko kuambia one, sex before marriage is bad. Alafu bachana na mabwana za watu. I was insulted on that online. Shame on you, you ruined marriages. I was like, so you want to blame me and not your husband, but it's still okay. I will
But you know, this theory has been there for a while. Let me pick your brain on it to see. The retirement home of Ashawo ladies is church.
Did you just call me a shower?
No, I did not call you. I didn't call you that. I'm saying I'm picking your brain on Basjite. No, yo sister, si umeona Wajiko, si umeona mimi sijamuita, mimi nimepaint a picture, kiatu ikamutosha. Mimi sijasema, okay, let me rephrase.
Please find a kind of word.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. So most ladies, when they are in their prime, between 24 somewhere there, at least wameanza kujijua 24 to maybe 27 somewhere there. Hot lady nini atakuwa naambia madem wengine venye men ain't shit nini whatever. Atakuwa na live their best life da. And then when they get to about 30 something, they turn into feminists.
Yeah. Angry ones, actually.
So men are useless, men nini whatever, because probably 1, 2, 3 relationships didn't work out, or maybe akona kamtoi nini, whatever. Men are these terrible people, da. Let's hate on them, let's do whatever. Men are trash, takataka, garbage nini.
Let's actually at some point even think of not dating them and dating each other.
Yes, wanawachana now, so they start dating each other. So you find there's a woman who probably was married at around this age, they turn into this. So anachana na bwana yake. Bwana yake anaoa mtu mwingine, then anafika hapa kitu 35, maisha imekuwa mrama. Sasa anarudi kutafuta bwana yake. So anakuwa mpango wa kando wa ex-husband mwenye sasa ameoa. So saizi yeye alikuwa anasema venye haizi kuwa mpango wa kando, sasa ina 35 to 40 somewhere there, amerudi kuwa mpango wa kando. Then she's struggling trying to do what it doesn't work at around 40. Sasa wanakam no before okoke wanarudi kwa vijana wadogo. So hapo kidogo anasema zile, these two young ones, nini, yeah. So between 20 to 25 to maybe 30 there, they have those two young boys, nini. Mama inachemuka.
20 to 25, 22, 20.
Okay, mali hapo.
Hata ni mzee.
Yeah, mali. Oh, sorry. Sorry, sikujua tumefika hiyo miaka ya. Yeah. So hapo kidogo, then akishakuwa na huyu boys mdogo kidogo, then I realize their thinking is not even at par. Sasa anaona Yesu. Kidogo 40 ama 45 50 hapo sasa yendo kanisa anafungua anaosha nini. She has money, the kid maybe has grown up whatever, but she doesn't have a man and everything. Sasa ni wokovu. Wasichana wadogo. Haki mnajipoteza. Haki hawa wajavulana watapatia kitu washana na bagi na pombe. Wewe unaionaje? Umeiona?
Sometimes it's true because when you have nowhere to run to, you run to God.
Okay.
So Vito he feels a void no human can, but I think for me it was different. I mean, I'm telling you, if God didn't call me, I would still be doing worse things. For me, I hadn't gotten to the point of
Okay, God called you how?
Literally, just how? Are you a spiritual person?
Yes.
God, literally, you know how you find yourself. You know, I did a podcast in 2023, January, and I was not saved. And I listened to the podcast, I was like, damn, he really called me then. Because I really wanted to change my life. And I had no reason or basis. I wanted to change it.
Hakuna kitu ilifanyika ati.
Like nothing. Me, I didn't have a eureka moment. He appeared, mene teke pekeri. No, nothing.
Kuna ki light sha.
No, not that dramatic. Like my mindset started changing. And I wanted a different life. Like I tell people I didn't quit alcohol. Okay, many reasons, yes, but it's because I wanted something different. For me, I remember I was telling people it's not for other people. Me, when I got saved chini ya maji. You think me wanted all this? No, me, I was like, it's me and God. But then God was like, the same papa you had in the other side is the same papa you'll have for me. And for me, it's such a different calling because God didn't call me to go and specifically serve in church. It's to go back and undo the mistakes I've done. Oga Obinna spent an entire media life telling girls the wrong things. And I know they were wrong.
Kage to radio ulikuwa unatupoteza.
Lakini sasa pia nyinyi mnapenda kupotezwa. So it's me to go back there and nianze ku. And I remember one time I did a fast for like 21 days. And you know when you're in a space with God and God is like, uko uliharibu watu ndiko narudi. I was like, me father, me I don't want. Because how do you go back to the same? You know, I did a social media break for real. I was like, you want me to go back to the same platform? Can I start another one? The same platform and tell people that, all right, I'm a sinner, guys, and I have sinned. I have really sinned. I fallen short of his glory. Yeah. Now, guys, I misled you. Allow me to not even lead you, but to tell you the truth. To be honest, because the problem with us, and that's our basic problem, we lie. We lie. We sell lies. It's sellable. Lies are sellable. And so we want likes and clicks. So you'll say anything and you lie about anything. And controversy sells. So if I know I say I don't like short men or a broke man should not be katiaing a woman, all the broke men who have free internet will just get on me. And you see in media, if you invoke bad emotions, it's better than good emotions. A happy person won't keep commenting. An angry person will never leave your profile, you know. So I prayed. I felt like, I don't want to say that pastor's name, who keeps making you angry, but we still watch him and laugh. Feel ka commander. Because unasema ukiambia vitu mbaya na wanakuja, but I think watu wanapenda kuambia vitu mbaya.
Yeah.
But then I'm back on the same platforms, and this is the weirdest thing. When I used to be on radio, I never had genuine interactions. When I came back and shared my journey of transformation, I've not been drinking. Let me tell people the hardest thing is quitting any addiction. Any addiction. I get dreams about drinking alcohol. I wake up sweating like someone is choking me. I'm like, Father, yeah, they withdraw. Hey, it's not funny. Like it's legit withdraw. And me, I didn't go to rehab. I actually told myself tunakufa nayo. I was shaking for months. Like it's not easy. So it's the willpower to tell myself I do not want to go back to who I was. So at the end of the day, when I shared my journey and people started coming to my DM, Annitah, I'm struggling. Obinna, people are struggling. But it's the shame of admitting. Me, I'm working with someone, she's married. The husband was like, unaweza saidia udem. Udem ni mdem wa kanisa pale mbele, lakini ukata maji. Kama na Caesars kwanza, anakata tu maji. You know, anakata maji. I was like, why? Naka saint, you know. But then people are struggling and covering it up. We are such a plastic generation of filters and everything. So look good, post on, but then kufa uko chini. That's why we have such high cases of suicide. Mental health issues have become a genuine problem because we are not being real. So I come back to the same platforms and tell people, one, how we raise our kids is important. Two, addiction is real and you can get addicted unknowingly. Because like for me, I grew up with alcohol. I didn't know it's a drug. It took me quitting to know it was a drug because now I had a problem quitting. I smoked for almost 14 years, cigarettes heavily. Hey, hizo nazo kwenye niliacha karibu nione Sayuni. I was like, Jehova, nidire kuwa. Yani it was just, man, those ones don't have withdrawal proper.
You also a chain smoker?
Proper. Why do you think I got a husky voice? Okay, I think it's a myth. But I don't know if it's true. So I quit that. And I tell people, I quit all these things without ever going through, I'm going. Ushaona story ya mtu anapelekwa rehab mara 50. Nijuni mlimpeleka hakujipeleka. The best rehab is you deciding, I don't want this. I really, really don't want this. That's the best rehab. And you see, we hide addicts. Unaget tunajua bro yako ni addict, tunamficha karibu mweke chini ya meza. No. Addiction is a disease, it's a problem. And until you find the cause of these addictions, mbona Annitah yu kunywa? Annitah alikuwa anakunywa juu kuna trauma mingi, badala deal nazo wacha tu alewe, akuje wapatie papa onea mchoche, mwambie ndiye kusema, aendelee alewe, covering up so many things. So I pray we understand. And you see, we are forgetting our kids now don't hear, they see. Our kids don't hear. You enter online, we glorify alcohol. Like if you're not drinking, you're a boring person. Smoke weed. We glorify these things. I remember someone telling me, tumia drug. Hey, Annitah, I thought umechanuka. I was like, yeah. Guys, I'm old. I am very old. So we need to also have spaces where we can talk about these things and tell our kids, it's okay for you not to test alcohol. It's okay for you not to smoke weed. It's actually normal for you not to try anything. And even it's normal for you not to have sex. There's a thing that was going around social media. Teenagers 13 to 19, were having sex in a church parking lot. And they were doing it when their parents are in service. Rebecanta, father, your children are rebecanting. And it was not funny. I remember when I saw that, I almost died.
Wow.
And you see, because toto tumeglorify hizi vitu. Sasa nikipost picha bila kuonyesha boobs haita trend, mtu like. You go know. So mtu wako unamwambia role model ni nani? You see, what are we telling our kids to see? And whether you like it or not, Oga Obinna, my son joined TikTok and didn't tell me. Guess how I found out? Alini DM.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't know. And that's when he made me understand, Mom, you can do things without you knowing. You should understand that me letting you know is letting you into my space. And then sasa, Mom. I was like, Andre. I was like, yeah.
Andre? Is that you?
I almost got angry and I'm like, was you overreact? I was like, Nisha overreact. And he was so angry and he's like, sasa ona.
You have a good boy.
No, I haven't. I have an amazing.
You have a good
and
boy.
I've created a relationship of, as much as I overreact, my son tells me he can tell me anything. So we overreact 5 minutes, naenda off the roof, then anagojea nitulie. Anzo niendelee na hii story ama bado huko.
You have a very good boy.
I know.
Kama mpaka anakunyufoa anakwambia mam dui.
Ukaona conversations zangu na mtu wangu watu ucheka. My son he calls me my short queen. Like we have amazing conversations, okay. You get. And I have made him understand, even if it's bad, Baba, you tell me, we'll figure it out. But you tell me first. Niambie kwanza. So, nita overreact, mwambie baba mimi mamako, nita overreact. Alafu ndakwambia sasa unataka. What do you think we should, like I will.
Let's find a solution.
But I'll overreact, I'm your mother. I tell him that you cannot. I am your mother. I will always overreact. So I'm learning. Mimi na learn kuparent. Sijui nafunzwa kuparent na mtoto mwenyewe. So I pray we can raise our kids better, honestly. I pray we don't have. Manzi unaona hii generation. Toi hawaogopi kukufa. Manzi unajua sisi ungerushiwa tia gas utaienda kwa streets. Sisi waoga. Mimi nasisikia hivi kusema mimi ni mwoga. Mara mbili.
Asa umezoea shisha. Lakati walitutupia ile hapa inga.
Can you imagine there was a girl who said that?
Yeah.
Girl more than you Igoro. Alisema mtu weke mint flavor.
Did you see that girl who went and pushed the police like this in the head?
Now, unajua niliona watoto wakitwakia makarao nikasema hata uoga ya polisi iliisha.
Alisukuma kichwa polisi hivi. I did a video bro nilinyoroshwa.
Nakumbuka ukiwaambia pia wao.
I'm like, guys, I fear for this child's life. I'm like, if that was my child, I'm like, first of all, the fear of police. Exactly. The respect of elders. I'm like, who are your parents? How would you just across the road, then unasukuma kichwa polisi hivi, alafu unatembea unarudi? I'm like, Mako.
I saw the one who was talking for the cops. A lot of my friends are cops, military people. And I saw it and I cringed. And I remember asking them, guys, muko sawa? I said, watoto wanataka tukufe juu sababu huki. You know, I say respect everybody and their job.
Yes.
Honestly, if you walk into a hotel, you can't go there with your own food, can you? Like respect, heshimu watchman penyako, heshimu kila mtu na kazi yake. This is a man who's wearing full gear. Not even, hata CAP. Yani mtu kazi yake anaitwa skudege anaitwa fujo uone.
FFU.
Alafu unaenda TikTok at it is content.
Na saa hiyo ajalipwa mshahara yake. Alikatwa ya last month kwenye amekatwa. Wamefosiwa kukuja hapa. Kumbuka si mapolisi wote wanataka kuja kwa hizo maandamano. Wamekasirika kwa zile mimi ningekuwa ni kuku nini. Ametoka kwa nyumba ya mabati around. Imechemuka, nyumba ni moto. Kwa ile bibi ameletea noma. Then ukapo unatoa hivi anakuangalia hivi ati wewe ni bad. Na kwa hapa na risasi.
Yeah. We push our limits in the name of
Tunajaribu.
In the name of too much freedom, we have to learn. This generation has no honor and respect, and that's scary. You know, a generation with no honor and respect. Man, it's scary. It's very scary. They say it's their freedom, but honor and respect is the core of who we are.
There's something I'll say now. It's going to be a bit controversial.
And you have to say it when I'm here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because tuko nayo kwa the same, akili yetu inafikira the same.
Ugojua.
Wacha nikuulize ndo nione.
Umerusha kwa moto.
What's your opinion on insulting the president?
Ay. Can I plead the fifth? No, because I don't want to have this. Do you know I am off Twitter? Why? My comments will remove me from the grace of the Lord, because one thing, I'm a Christian, to be very honest.
Okay.
In Romans, it says you have to respect the authority that is there. And I'm also, nikisema hizi opinions, hata sitakuwa cancelled, nitanyongwa, naweza kosa kufika home. But my point is, I always feel like too much freedom is poisonous. Everything is poisonous when you have too much of it. Everything
is good with moderation. Everything, and even sleep, food, whatever.
We have to. To what end? To what end? And you see the problem, we say, we should be allowed. To what end?
Yeah.
But you see, our problem is we hide. I think social media is the worst thing and the best thing that happened, because you can hide behind a keyboard.
Yeah.
Once someone trolled me and I told them, if I meet you in person, I'll beat you up. And that's the truth. I would beat, and they are a man, I would beat them up to date. Just to prove to them they're a coward. You know, mimi ni more aggressive. Who unaniongeleshaji online? No matter hapo nyuma sudo account kema ni waje okay sudo user 3775 at your fat. Yeah. Me I get people use social media wrongly. Express yourself. Well, I always by the end of I ask people, can you say it without insults? Is it that itafika ikiwa less of a message? Ukisema I demand this. I cuss. Excuse me, I don't know why people think umbo is not an insult. Cuss. Who's gonna take you seriously? Say it. I want this. I demand this. Why are you? I've seen so many people demand this without insulting people. Yep. I've seen so many women demonstrate without insulting people. Do your thing. Remove the insults. And if you're bold enough and you want to insult people, use your real account. Use your real picture.
No, this is what I would say. The minute you result into insults, it means nothing valuable that you wanted to say is there anymore. Hauna point valuable to put across, because I can just tell you, hey, toka enda. Simple. Why do I have to insult you before Niku? And I'm like, I always see the young people, this story was come because of the young generation that we are raising. Me, I tell my kids all the time we talk, and I see things happening online, and I'm like, things are not happening well right now in the country.
They are not, actually.
The young people are being abducted. We are being silenced. Wengine wanauliwa. Times are tough.
It's very hard, actually.
But there's no single day you'll find me insulting the president. I might not agree with what he's doing. But even if you don't respect the person, respect the office. Because in the Bible, there is a law. Respect the powers. And even how I was raised. Like now, imagine my kids don't agree with the decision I do, and then they start insulting me.
Really?
I'm like, Andika, hey, Mr. President, A, B, C, D. No, we don't want Nini. I always do. I do videos and I call them. Like Juicy, when Waluke said that thing for Ati, people are not being abducted. See what, Mr. President? I'm like, yo, this is the BS that is making us lose the country. Because the people around the president are lying to the president. It's all good.
They have psychophancy.
Exactly. Psychophancy without accountability. Hey, no, tuko nyuma yako. Endelea. I'm like, no. Mwambie, guys are being killed. Young people are being this and this. Nini. This is what's happening. But to square no psychophancy. So I'll say that. But you'll not find me insulting Waluke. I didn't insult him. I don't have to. If another Mweshimiwa will do something bad, or another person, or even my staff, I'll tell them, hey, yo, this one, no. And even if I do something wrong, hold me accountable. Tell me, hey, Obinna, no. But nakuja, Obinna mjinga, Obinna tumbafu, Obinna, kutoka TikTok, kuna umbwa kwa Kijaluo ni guok. So ukiona tu mtu anakuambia guok, hiyo ni ya TikTok.
At least you're najua.
But that's TikTok, nini energy. Unasikia, guok, uko like, say a point. Say a point.
Yeah, me, I keep saying when someone insults me, I'm like, you really have to do better. Because what do you want? Like the other day, when you umesema hiyo swali muuliza the show already, someone came on my TikTok like, after majizungusha hii town, melala na kila mtu unaokoka. I was like, na hakuna kitu utafanya bro, kama ni matusi, you have to really up your game. Calling someone a prostitute is not an insult anymore. It's a business that is the oldest business from the Bible. So we have to. This I really believe, and I wrote in my last tweet, say what you want to say without calling us umbwa. How do you want us to stand with you and have the time umbwa? Sijui why? Like, wananitoa kwa neema ya Bwana. Na vile nimeokoka, I am living well with the Lord. I am in line with the Lord. Afu unaingia Twitter unasikia tu kuambia watoto watu vitu, you're like, Father, it's not my calling anymore, you know. It's not.
Alrighty. There you have it from Annitah Raey. She has a book. She wrote a book. This year I'm writing a book.
About?
Inshallah, about my life. I've made so many mistakes that I want people to learn from.
Yeah.
And I'm also doing a special, inshallah. It's called Learn and Laugh from My Mistakes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I also write a book about my story. Basically, maisha yangu ni movie. Yeah, it's very possible. If there are budgets, why not? Yeah, or someone else might maybe later on turn it into one. But now Annitah has a book, and I want you to go and get it. Where do we get this book?
First of all, let me tell you about this book and how I'm using it.
Okay.
I have a ministry for family restoration.
Okay.
I went home to my mom and apologized after 20 years, last year, October.
Oh, wow.
And we're in a good place. I can talk to my mom. I can call my mom. It was a beautiful thing for my family because mimi ni kichwa ngumu, as I said. So that was one of the most humbling things I've ever done. And this book, when you buy it as a parent, I am giving every school I go to mentor and talk to them about my life. I give them 5 books for free. Zikae kwa library, watoto wasome. Okay. So once I talk about my story, I want you to go and read the book. I'm hoping to do mentorship the whole year, continuing as long as God allows me. So ukibai kitabu, when you buy one book, we're able to one school. The book, you get it, you order. I'll give a number for ordering. Then you text your name. We deliver everywhere. I think I've delivered as far as Lamu.
Oh, wow.
So we deliver. Most people are buying it for their kids because once your child reads this book, most of the kids are apologizing. So and I realize, naweza kuwa nilikosea madhangu. And also, adult children like me who have messed up understand it's important to tell your parents sorry. But then you're sorry, you fix vitu mob sana. Because unaweza pata mtu hii umepelekwa rehab mara 5, manzo umepeleka mamako through a lot of things, hujawahi sema pole. You went, got married, think your mom is okay. But you know that wound doesn't leave. This is your child. It doesn't. And you see, a child is supposed to be something good, and then when your child becomes a pain. So you can get the book by ordering it, and then ukisha order on a place order, we deliver it online.
Okay.
Yes.
The number?
0704 356 715.
0704
356 715.
715.
Yes.
Which one is your favorite chapter?
Tony. Every teenager who's read this book asks me, Tony alienda wapi?
Tony?
Yeah.
Which chapter is that?
Let me see. I would have to check. I think it's chapter 4. Oh, betrayal, high on love and drugs. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 and also chapter 8. I think.
Tony was that boy you were smoking with?
I know.
You are the love of your life.
Manzi, and then he ended up he's not. You see, by the way, if you're below 30, you've not met the love of your life. I'm a kid to 25. How would you have it?
Wambie hapa.
Mimi naona watu couple goals after forever ni watu wa wiki mbili.
Ako 21 year old wanasema, oh my God.
He's the one.
Mimi nimefika mwisho. I'm like, hata hujatoka Nairobi, bro. Hujatoka Juja.
Mwingine alisema is God sent, then you date him and realize God knows nothing about this man. The Lord does.
God is like, what? Oh, wow.
You get so character developed, you're like, guy, me relationships, it's not easy. But yeah.
Wow. So, how much is it?
1,500.
1,500. So, this one, can I get it signed?
Yes, you can.
I want to buy this one for me and my son.
Definitely.
And also the girls will read it. It's very interesting. Every person is shaped by the stories they carry. And this book is not different. Unseen, The Girl Who Never Fit In is a personal journey of love, loss, survival, and transformation. Written with raw honesty and deep vulnerability. It peels back the layers of struggle, heartache, and redemption that define the human experience. Wow. This book is not just for those who have felt like outsiders in their own lives. It's for anyone seeking understanding, healing, or simply the reminder that no story, no matter how broken, ends without hope. I hope these pages will inspire you to forgive, heal, and embrace the beautiful mess that life can sometimes be. Thank you for journeying with me through these words. By Annitah Raey. Asante sana. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much.
That was something. Wale wakuelewa wamelewa. Wale wajaelewa wako kwa comment section bado wamechanganyikiwa. Naona wananiita NIS agent.
Anasema umelipwa.
Nimelipwa. Hey, mambo ni mingi. Mazani machache. But myself, I'm grateful. I knew this was gonna be eye-opening conversation. I just didn't know it would go deeper like this. Me tunaweza ongea for 5 hours.
I know.
Tumimalize hapa na wewe ni hapa. Na hata tuja delve into other things.
I know.
We need part 2.
Yes, we do.
We need part 2.
This is my first interview since I left media totally.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Someone asked me, why are you going to the Oga Obinna show? I was like, because he's going to ask me good questions and I can bully him maybe. I feel like the reason I fear going for interviews, people distort the conversation and decide to sell what sells. You get?
By they look for that thing.
Nataka uze hii peke yake, unajua. And I want to change less. I want our kids to know better. I really do. I really do.
Wow, there you go. There you have it. Final words for the young ones.
You know nothing.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Actually, if you're below 20, you absolutely know nothing. When you're not kurave, please sit down. You really know nothing. Someone told you you're fine. Trust me. As the saying says, the beautiful ones have not yet been born. We have seen finer, we'll see finer. You're a guy there, you're tall, have a hoarse voice. Unacheza rugby. You should see. I know after when you are going to rugby, you know, like you know, kids need to understand. If you're watching this, you're below 20, you know absolutely nothing. And there's a saying that says, a wise man can see so much seated than a boy can see standing on a tree. I'm not calling you boys, I'm just saying your children, you know nothing. Experience life, allow yourself to be taught. In a generation ya siski, manze, hakuna kitu mnajua. The only thing you might know better than that's in the internet. But life lessons, hii dunia hakuna kitu mpya. The Bible says nothing. Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt because of gayism, just so you know. In the Bible. Nothing new. Hakuna kitu mpya mmekame up nayo. The only thing wanaweza kuwa wamekame up nayo. Sodomy. The new thing wanaweza kuwa wamekame up nayo ni I am thee, them, they, I might be a door or a unicorn. That might not have been in the Bible, but hakuna kitu mpya mmekame up nayo. So listen, guys, listen. We are not sharing because we know better. We are sharing because we have made mistakes. That's the reason we are only sharing. So learn, listen more, be teachable. Actually be teachable. Because if we don't teach you, this world is flex. Guy, we shall see, it will teach you. So be very teachable and listen with a perspective to learn. Kuna tu sikiza ili wakutukane, si ati wasikie anything. So kuna mtu yote alikuwa ngoja Obinna kicheke hivi niingie hapo. Guys, listen to learn. It's very important. Yeah. And for children, honor your parents. It is actually a commandment. And in real life, if you don't honor your parents, only your father has a blessing. People might not agree. They'll be like, oh, only your father carries your blessing. And if not your father figure, those are the only people who can bless you. In our culture, women don't bless. So your father carries your blessing. So be very careful as you honor your parents. It's very important. Yeah.
Wow. There you have it.
Yes.
Thank you for watching this particular one. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Just before I wrap up, I want you guys to jump on to Gold Child Media Institute. January intake is ongoing, and this is why you need to be part of Gold Child Media Institute. Welcome to Gold Child Media Institute, where talent meets opportunity. This is the place where your media dreams come alive. And guess what? We've got something for everyone. Do you love the camera? We offer videography and photography classes. Action! Shoot! Take. Jesus. Nimepiga nani picha. And for those who love music production, yes, we have the course. Mpaka wale wama chiki 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 anguka sound and graphic design. And trust me, this is just the start. We offer so much more. Over here at Gold Child, it's all practical learning, no boring theory. Basically, here at Gold Child Media Institute, we prepare you with the real skills for you to thrive in the real world.
At Gold Child, I feel like a pro already.
Enroll today by dialing the number on the screen and find us in Nairobi, Development House, 11th